The blizzard had erased the town from the map, burying streets beneath layers of white and muting every sound. Doors were shut, lights glowing behind windows as people hurried towards safety. Yet somewhere in the storm, a lone figure kept moving forward instead of turning back. She was just a child, bare feet numbed by ice, teeth chattering uncontrollably. A small girl drifting through the frozen darkness, her breath breaking as she whispered into the wind, "God, I can't do this anymore." Her legs finally gave out. She collapsed onto a snow-crusted bench, convinced she had reached the end. No voices, no footsteps, only the endless howl of the storm answering her surrender. She had been gone for hours. No one knew where she was. No one knew she was alone, slipping away with every passing minute. Far across town, a police radio crackled through the static. Officer Daniels drove steadily through the storm with his K-9 partner, Shadow, scanning streets swallowed by snow. They had no idea a life was fading nearby until Shadow stopped cold. The German shepherd froze mid-step, his muscles locked, ears sharp, instincts screaming. Something was wrong. Something human. Weak. Close. "Shadow?" Daniels asked, gripping the leash. "What do you hear?" Shadow didn't answer with a bark. He bolted. Pulled forward by the leash, Daniels stumbled as the dog surged toward a cluster of benches half hidden by trees. Snow whipped at his face as Shadow dragged him forward with desperate urgency. That's when Daniels saw it. A small shape curled motionless against the bench. For a split second, it looked like discarded clothing. Then a faint, broken sound cut through the wind. A cry. Daniels rushed forward. His chest tightened as the truth came into focus. A little girl, trembling violently, snow clinging to her hair, shoulders shaking with each shallow breath. "Oh God!" he breathed. Shadow reached her first, whining softly as he nudged her arm, refusing to be ignored. The girl didn't respond. She was slipping fast. Daniels knelt, gently brushing ice from her hair. Her skin was dangerously cold, her breathing uneven. When she finally lifted her face, her eyes were distant, unfocused, as if she was already drifting somewhere far away. "It's okay," Daniels said quietly. "You're safe now. Can you hear me?" Her lips barely moved. I'm so tired." Shadow pressed close, his warmth a stark contrast to the cold that had claimed her. He let out a low, comforting whine. The girl's fingers twitched weakly toward him, but even that effort seemed too much. Daniels knew the signs immediately. Advanced hypothermia. Time was running out. "What's your name?" he asked softly. She swallowed. "Lily. Lily, stay with me. Where are your shoes? Where are your parents?" A tear slid down her cheek, freezing before it fell. "No one wants me," she whispered. "No one's coming." The words hit harder than the storm itself. There was no anger in her voice, only acceptance, as if she had already let go. Shadow whimpered and nudged her hand again, refusing to allow that surrender. The snowfall thickened, spiraling around them like a warning. Lily's breathing slowed. Her eyelids fluttered, each blink heavier than the last. "We have to move," Daniels murmured. He lifted her into his arms. She weighed almost nothing, fragile as frost. Her head fell against his shoulder, a weak shiver passing through her body. Shadow circled anxiously, barking once, sharp and commanding. "I know," Daniels said, tightening his hold. "I know." He fought his way toward the patrol car, the wind clawing at his face. Every step felt like pushing through ice. Lily's fingers twitched against his coat, then went still. "Stay with me," he pleaded. Shadow stayed glued to them, nudging Lily whenever she grew too still, his presence unwavering. This was no longer a search. It was a race. Inside the patrol car, warmth wrapped around them, but Lily continued to shake. Daniels covered her with a thermal blanket, leaning close as her voice barely carried. "Lily," he said gently, Can you tell me what happened? Her eyes blinked slowly. I didn't go far, she whispered. Just far enough. Shadow climbed onto the seat beside her, pressing his body against her side. Her frozen fingers curled weakly into his fur. Did someone hurt you? Daniels asked. She shook her head. I heard them talking, saying I was too much, that they wished I wasn't there. Daniels went still. They're not bad, Lily added quickly. They're just tired. I try to be good. I really do. Tears froze along her lashes. So I thought, if I disappeared, maybe everyone would be happier. Shadow pushed his head under her hand, refusing the idea entirely. Daniels swallowed hard. Her deepest wounds weren't from the cold. They were from being unwanted. As the patrol car sped toward the hospital, Daniels watched her in the mirror. Her eyes closed longer each time. Shadow climbed fully onto the seat, curling around her protectively, his steady breathing offering something solid to cling to. He's warm, Lily murmured. He's here for you, Daniels said. So am I. Something changed in her eyes. Not fear, not exhaustion, a fragile spark of hope. I thought no one would come, she whispered. Daniels met her gaze. You were never alone. She closed her eyes, not in surrender, but in trust. At the hospital, chaos erupted as Daniels rushed inside carrying Lily. Nurses moved instantly. Severe hypothermia, one called. Warming protocol now. Shadow barked, scraping against the floor, unwilling to let her go. Daniels knelt, steadying him. They've got her, boy. Time stretched painfully. Daniels sat in the hallway, Shadow's head resting on his knee. The storm raged outside, but inside, hope waited. Finally, a doctor approached. You found her just in time, he said. 5 more minutes, and she wouldn't have made it. Daniels exhaled shakily. She keeps asking for the dog, the doctor added. He helped more than we could. When Shadow entered her room, Lily's eyes brightened. You came back, she whispered, and for the first time it sounded like a beginning. Over the days that followed, Lily slowly regained strength. Fear faded, replaced by warmth, gentle voices, and Shadow curled faithfully at her feet. Daniels visited every morning and every night, bringing comfort she never knew she was allowed to have. One evening, snow tapped softly against the window as Daniels sat beside her bed. Lily, he said carefully, the social workers are helping, but I want you to know something. She looked up. You don't ever have to feel unwanted again. Her brow furrowed. What do you mean? I've started the paperwork, he said quietly, to foster you, maybe adopt you, if that's what you'd want someday. Her eyes filled with tears, not from pain, but from healing. Shadow placed a paw on her blanket, sealing the promise. God didn't take me, Lily whispered. He sent you. Daniels felt his throat tighten as Shadow nudged her gently. And in that quiet hospital room, a broken life finally began to heal.